boss? Is the question.
Gonna push load game there.
Okay. Alright. Also, I'm just gonna make a note. I'll edit this in post, maybe not. That I have to restart the game, because we had about, 8 minutes of footage recorded for this, but I didn't have enough space on my Kindle, so we had to run out and get an SD card so that I could record this properly. So I'm just gonna start a new game, and we're just gonna talk over the amount of exposition, because it's too much.
If it lets you.
It's not going to let me, is it? Damn it.
Just
you click it.
let's try that. Let's see if it. No, I guess not.
Okay, so we're just gonna. You didn't miss anything, folks. I'm just gonna let you know right now. You didn't miss anything. This game is fucking terrible. Oh god, I don't want to do this, but we're gonna at least try and get this as much as this done as possible. Anyway. Feel a rush of speed as I'm shoved back into my body. Oh, wait, actually, I think we literally just skipped all the opening dialogue for this.
No, the prologue is pretty much, done.
Yeah. Either way, we're not going back to the prologue. It's long. Trust me, it's long. Alright, I feel a rush of speed as I'm shot back into my body. It's almost as if my spirit momentarily left me. Who was that man, and just what was the arc? I scratched my head in a state of sheer confusion, like everybody else involved in this. Definitely wasn't a dream, I know that for sure. When you wake up from a dream, you know it wasn't real. I mean, that depends on the dream, but, okay. You laugh it off, continue on with your life. That's not the sensation I was feeling right now. Try to ground myself in reality. We can even call this that. Take in my surroundings, the noises and people, focus on my destination, Tokyo, Japan. Feel myself calm down, slowly but surely. Anxiety starts to replace itself with excitement, though many would argue that, what the difference is. Who didn't dream of growing to Tokyo in their lifetime? Well, not weebs, for one. I'm just saying. Had to be on the bucket list of a million people. Of millions of people. Okay, I clearly read that wrong, but my point is about to stand that it's 7 billion people on the planet. I highly doubt that many of them want to go to Japan.
Oh, you don't know that.
Or at least Tokyo. Or if they're going to Japan, they're going somewhere other than Tokyo. And it was the first of many places I'd visit. Oh, what would surely be the best year of my life. Sit there holding the armrest with a fierce grip. Wouldn't be long until I figured out how wrong I was. Again, you're tempting fate in the same goddamn monologue.
Oh, also, is he looking back on the
I
events
don't know.
Because that last sentence is a little confusing.
Honestly, all of this feels like it's just post, because that's pretty much how it's written. It's written as if it's already happened, like he's recounting the tale to somebody else.
That's kind of confusing given the prologue.
Yeah. Not even turning the game off didn't make these any easier to look at.
Oh, what are you talking about?
Get comfortable, folks. This is what we're dealing with. Tried my best to maintain my composure. A can of pop star. Oh God.
What?
I don't want the soda, the energy drink exposition. I'd rather literally let him. I don't want him waxing lyrically about some goddamn energy drink. Who? This is writing 101. You don't overly describe this shit. You just don't. Oh God, seriously. It's like we entered Willy Wonka just with soda, energy drinks, whatever.
But he's also telling you that how he won this trip to Tokyo.
He could have just said, I won it in a soda contest. Didn't have to just, seriously waxed on and on and on.
But he has to tell you all his life story and how he
got
that can of soda.
But I don't want all the life story. It's not actually necessary to the plot.
Sure it is.
I guarantee it's going to be relevant to the plot for 5 minutes after this scene, and then it'll be never heard from again.
Well, maybe, I guess.
Considering you only got to chapter 2, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
No, trust me. The only reason I stopped because of chapter 2 was just I couldn't take it. But anyways.
Oh, God. Oh, good. We're done talking about it. Thank God. Before I can continue thinking, I'm interrupted. Someone walking down the aisle has a nasty fall. They brace their descent and land in the seat beside me. You know, that's kind of awkward depending on where you're positioned. Especially depending on where they're coming from. You know what? I'm just not going to think about the logistics of that. That takes a special kind of skill, doesn't it? He quickly rises to his feet, wearing a look of panic. My eyes.
You know you like this blue squirrel.
No, I don't.
You know you like
I
it.
don't. I really don't. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I nod my head. It's not the end of the world. Aside from a minor fright, and everything is fine. Although maybe we could talk to pass the time. It was starting to get boring sitting by myself. First time on a train. Don't know what came over me. I just got dizzy and then bam. Sounds like someone has a case of vertigo. I apologize again. Sorry for intruding, I really am. Try explaining to him that everything is fine, but he seems to think he's committed an awful crime. Oh, Lord. Before he can respond, however, an alarm sounds loudly, which is, you know, a redundant sentence. Because if it's an alarm, clearly it's loud. The train comes to a screeching halt. Mechanical failure. That's not good. Oh no. What was that? Are we going to die? Can't help but snicker at that. He's clearly one of those catastrophic thinkers. Good thing I bought a conch. Now I can be in power if we're stranded. Ha 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 ha. Funny SpongeBob reference. Ha ha ha. Oh God! Don't fucking play this.
But you haven't got to the other character.
We're not gonna get to it in this episode, probably.
You probably will.
Ugh. He goes to rummage through his bag. Bit of a bookworm too, isn't he? I decided to just sit back and wait it out. In situations like this, there was nothing else to do. Try and think of how I could pass the time. Might be a while till we're mobile again. Can't use my phone for anything other than text. Data charges while abroad were a death sentence. But everybody back home will be asleep already. There was quite the time difference in play here. I'm pretty sure I'm going to address this one point at a time. If you're worried about data charges, texting is also going to throw that up. Just throwing that out there. It's pretty common knowledge. And I'm fairly certain that, yeah, if you mentioned everybody's at home asleep, of course there's going to be a time difference issue. My phone vibrates and I go to look at it. Almost as if it knew I was thinking about it. It's Rook, the man I'm meeting at the train station. You know, you can read that since you're sitting right there. You can see it.
Are you almost here? I can't wait all day, you know.
He's wondering where I am, and I'm not sure what to say. Should I play it cool or let him know we've stalled? So, like I said, we already played this earlier, but because my Kindle didn't have enough storage space on it, we have to redo the footage. So I picked the latter option, and this is what happened. Rook didn't like your response. I chose to be honest with him. Wouldn't want to get things off to a bad start, but somehow I feel like that's exactly what happened.
Gah, uncertainty. My least favorite thing to hear. Very well.
His reply signals a feeling of discomfort. You know what? The narrator for Peppa Pig makes things less obvious, and it's Peppa fucking Pig. That narrator makes things incredibly obvious. This is just terrible. I'm fairly certain we could see that. Oh God, but there was nothing I could do, and of course I was truthful. I could rest easy. I noticed that the squirrel is also eagerly texting away. I put my phone back in my pocket and reclined in my seat. I wasn't exactly sure how Rook was related to Clace, but he had to be pretty high up there. It was only given concrete details last week. I thought there'd be limos and media coverage, but I was quickly told that this wasn't the case. I was getting picked up by a regular guy named Rook. I wonder if he would go full on cliche, with a large piece of cardboard that says Taylor. Oh boy. Oh man. I really hope we'll be okay. Our train rides are usually incident-free. Well, wait a minute. Didn't you say earlier that this was your first time on a train?
Dun, dun, dun.
You know what? Usually. But he said, oh, okay, good. So the game is self-aware. It knows it fucked itself up. He said this is his first time. He seems to contradict himself without realizing it. Well, as fun as awkward silences are, we should probably get to know each other, just in case we're stuck here forever. Oh, how fun that would be.
Can't tell if that's sarcasm or he actually wants to be stuck with this guy.
You know what? I'm reading it as sarcasm, so we'll leave it at the fact that it's sarcasm. You can call me Kira. I'm here to see some friends. What about you? What brings you to Tokyo? It's nice to meet another English speaker. I only speak Japanese at a preschool level. This is me regretting all my life choices because I immediately know what this is going to turn into just by that statement alone. I'm mentally preparing myself for the amount of kawaii and sugoi implanted in almost every sentence later down the line because I feel like that's what's going to happen. It's what my brain is telling me. It's what the universe is telling me. The universe is telling me, turn back, turn around, go back. You don't want to do this.
I think you're just over-exaggerating. You're just getting all riled up for nothing.
I'm about to answer, but I stopped myself short. I have flashbacks to when I signed that NDA. I wasn't allowed to publicly reveal while I was here, at least not until the media made it official. Then again, what harm could it do? It'd likely never find itself back to me. Plus, Kira could be impressed with who I really am.
Why are you trying to impress strangers?
Right. A friend would be a great thing to have while abroad. But you barely know each other! Some choices don't have immediate consequences. No, honestly, I feel like this is just going to lead to trouble, so we'll go with the actual answer. You just signed a non-disclosure. I decided to state my morals and not break the NDA. It was probably for the best. Who wants a lawsuit? I'm seriously upset with the lack of italics in this. If I did let out my secret and word got back to Rook, well, I'd sure there'd be hell to pay. Oh, you can't say? That's cool, I guess. I'm just here to visit my brother. Nothing to hide on my end, really. I thought he said he was here to meet friends. Okay, game! Please make up your mind. Please. I get it. We're going with the stereotype scatterbrained squirrel, but I would appreciate it if we actually kept shit consistent.
Or maybe he's just a compulsive liar.
Probably. Now he's here to meet his brother. That seems odd. Nothing to hide, huh? I feel bad that I can't tell him. He clearly realizes that I'm hiding something. He's a stranger! What? Oh, God. I'm still really excited. It's my first time in Tokyo. Gotta hit up all the maid cafes. Of course. Typical tourist. What about you? Would you ever go to a maid cafe? I've heard they're just the best. Maid cafes, those were much like restaurants in Western culture. However, your waitress actually stays at your table. You converse with them, play games, get to know them. It's definitely a foreign concept to me. How do I respond to Kira? From a personal standpoint, I actually probably would like to go to a maid cafe just to see. I heard that there are some actually really nice ones, but, you know.
His choice will affect the flow of the game.
It probably will.
Well, that's what it said up there in the corner.
Well, I wasn't paying attention.
Look at that, you made a friend. The squirrel likes you now.
I feel like I've just done something irreparable that I'm going to regret later, aren't I? Cool, we'll have to keep in touch. I've looked online at all the tourist sites. There's some great ones down in Akihabara. I can't read that, but you know. Before I can continue talking, the train moves again. And the passengers are shaken up by the sudden movement. Kira beams a wide smile as if this was a major victory. Wow, I was scared for nothing. That didn't really last long at all. Yeah, it feels like a lifetime, though. He sure seems like quite the character. If we did end up going to those main cafes, well, there'd be no shortage of entertainment. Wonder if the same could be said of Rook. More importantly, I wonder how he'd treat me. He certainly seems like an interesting guy. For a moment, I'm glad I didn't break my NDA. I don't think I would have been able to face him if I did. I find it odd that I'm analyzing my previous actions, as if I could have changed what I said and what I did. Game, don't try to be cute and self-aware. You're not Undertale. Perhaps it was because of the weird vision I had. I could control my own destiny or something like that. What a ridiculous thing to comprehend. If I could control my destiny, I wouldn't be here. I'd probably be off somewhere living a life of luxury. There's no use thinking like that, so I stopped. You know, the use of present and past tense is kind of confusing in this.
No, really?
That exact moment, pain attacks my chest. More pain than I've ever felt before. It pulses with my increasingly fast heartbeat. I go to clutch my gut instinctively, only to find that I can't move. Everyone around me seems to have frozen in place. I start to panic. I go to focus on my breathing like before, but I can't breathe either. I sense someone behind me. And then I feel it. That hand on my shoulder again. The pain fades away, and I gasp loudly for air. Is there something about his touch? Terribly sorry for earlier. Our meeting seems to have been cut short. Perhaps you desire to return to Earth. After all, the universe bends to you now. Am I that frightening? Either way, I sense conflict within you. You think what happened earlier was a dream. Yet now your dream stands before you. I am real, the Ark is real, and the power that you have, well, yes, it is real too. You know, you're not exactly explaining to me what said power is, but like I said, this game feels like it's trying to be Undertale. It feels like it's trying to be Undertale. I feel like I'm looking at furry sands right now, and you know what? That just made me sad. I'd rather be playing Undertale right now. Fuck, I'd rather be playing Ultimate Custom Night. I'd rather be suffering through Five Nights at Freddy's than to be playing this. And we're only on Chapter 1. I'm not here to lecture you anymore. Your words and actions are your own, as is the power I've given you. What power? However, you will be asked to help me. You are not receiving this power for free, but I will let you run free for today. When I see you again tonight, I will tell you everything.
Why is there a question mark at that first line?
I don't know. I guess it's supposed to be read as a question, and I lack the amount of fucks for it right now. And then your journey will begin. Would you like to save your game? Unfortunately. I was immediately shot back into my own reality. Or at least the reality I was comfortable with. Why did the train change color? Am I noticing that wrong, or am I just like zoning out and noticing everything else?
Probably noticing everything else. They inverted the colors for that scene, but that was about it.
Ah, that would explain it. But now I know one thing for sure. That really happened. The Ark wasn't just a dream. He actually gave me some sort of power. I have no idea what to think right now. The confusion inside of me intensifies. It's like millions of voices are fighting in my head, trying to make sense of everything that happened. Hey, are you coming? Keela stands before me, his luggage in tow. I notice that I'm also standing up. It appears that my body has moved on its own, almost like something momentarily took over. Did I say something wrong? Gosh, I need to watch my mouth. I tell him that he did nothing wrong. I let him know that I was lost in my own train of thought. He seems to giggle as if this was a pun. I decide to take the credit for it, perhaps in an attempt to erase my inner turmoil. At least he waited for me, or I'd be clueless right now. That's the last thing I want to be. Alone and confused in Tokyo. Bad combination. I apologize for the delay as we exit the train. Fright looms over me for the rest of the day. Whatever happened tonight would change everything. God. Please tell me this is the end of the chapter.
No.
Uh,
After all, you have to meet your buddy Rook.
Earlier that day, it's like pulling teeth, in the courtrooms of Terra, a planet far from Earth, yet closer than was known to any.
Oh yeah, sorry. I apologize for this next part. You're gonna hate this.
I hate this enough. I don't think this is gonna make a dent in that, though.
Sure it is, because it's not gonna make any damn sense.
It already doesn't make sense!
More so than usual, trust me.
Oh, God. Ladies and gentlemen, without further delay, I present to you Lord Player. I said that right?
Yeah, that's what it looks like it spells.
Your current leader in the race for mayor. And with that, your future king. How does that work? You can't be mayor and king. What the fuck?
Trust me, it gets worse.
Oh! I've been his humble servant for years, and through that I'm certain of one thing. He will bring terror to an age of prosperity. Come now, Riley, you embarrass me. I'd rather speak for myself. I'm flattered, but they need to hear me. Why? Why are italics used in this game? I don't know why that's just bothering me so much. But I'd rather there be italics than these dashes. Seriously, with a format like this, italics is not hard to do. Oh, God. I shall speak of this prosperity on my own. This is something every Tyrian would have made more sense. No, never mind.
Nope, Terran.
Must hear. Under our current king, we are doomed. Forgive me, Lord Player. I did not mean to embarrass you. Not in front of all these people. I mean you no quarrel, Riley. Have a seat. I'll call you as needed. Yes, my lord. Allow me to ask you all a question. You do not need to answer vocally. Just ponder on it as food for thought. If I may paint an image in your minds, you have a starving family. Your only desire is to feed them. You work harder than you ever have before, but you only have enough food to feed half. Did this just turn into Papers, Please? Is that what just happened here? Is that where we're going with this? Because I'd much rather play Papers, Please. The rest of your family will simply starve. Glory to Alstartska? Can that be a thing that happens next, please? I'd much rather play Papers, Please. Though before you can eat, there's a knock. A violent rapping on the door of your home. You learn that it is someone new to Terra. They fled the destruction of their home. All they want is a new life on our soil. They beg for your food, almost dying, but if you feed them, your family suffers. In this case, charity is a curse. They live and your family may die. So what would you do? Would you help a stranger, even if it goes on to hurt your family? I believe I know what your answer is. Why would I let my family die? Why would I give a stranger my food? I do not blame you if this is your answer. You worked so hard for the sustenance. Why are you expected to just give it away? Why is Terra expected to give it away? This is the potential painted of our world, a place to be taken advantage of, used. We can barely sustain ourselves, yet we need to care for these immigrants. You know, I hate to get political, and I'm putting air quotes out there, but, you know, if I didn't know any better, I'd feel like this was more commentary on today's current political climate.
Don't make this topical.
I'm not, but I'm just saying, like, if I didn't know that this wasn't made this year, or if I didn't know it wasn't made this year, I'd say that's the case, but still. Your current king is making fatal mistakes. He gives everything away freely, and he calls himself the immortal king. If he truly lived for several millennia, well, you'd think he'd have common sense. Something Terra has been lacking as of late. Every immigrant we accept, they're another stroke on our canvas. One that paints us as lax and lazy. The more we accept into our world, the more we condemn ourselves to accept. This is the power of the word of mouth.
I feel like that first line should have been a statement and not a question.
It actually just needed a comma. It didn't need the question mark at all. At this rate, we will all die. Regardless of our origin, we will starve. I wanted a strict immigration law, but even this would not help us. You don't allow a disease to run rampant. We need to cure this blight permanently. A vote for Player will give us severance, a disconnect from all the other worlds. No longer will they be able to use us. If elected, I will devote my life to this. I will ensure Terra's independence and our base right to live fulfilling lives.
With nuclear fire!
Yeah, that sounds about right. Only then will we be free from immigration. Only then will our resources be ours. That's about as much emotion as I've showed through this in a positive light. That is all. Will there be any questions? Okay, what the hell even?
What?
What is with this? What is with the juxtaposition of these two characters? Just, why? Why? Why?
To show that one is of the common people? I don't know.
I have a question for you, Lord Player, if you're accepting, of course.
He just asked for questions, so of course he is.
Please speak, my child. My name is Kaylin. Please refrain from calling me child.
Well, when you dress like an adult, come back.
Exactly. I'm not one of your blind followers. You know, this just makes me want to play Far Cry 5. If I wanted all this religious subtext, I could just go listen to Joseph Seed wax lyrically about Eden's Gate.
I mean, I don't think necessarily this is religious, but whatever.
You know what? Either way, there are better games that I could be playing, that's the point. The real problem lies with your greed. You're a noble, you have so much food. Why do you hoard and say we've run short? What? If people like you learned to share, well, we'd all be leading happy lives.
Why is that a question mark?
We're just not going to question it. You're a single man, yet I've seen some inside reports. You hoard enough food to feed dozens. Inside reports. Wouldn't it be more fitting to share? The supply is there, Lord Flair. Your campaign is based on a lie. And why do you have so much food? You don't look that round to me. This is why Lord Velasquez wants a tithe. Not on everybody, just the rich. So I don't think you care about our food, or any resources for that matter. You only care about removing foreigners. So my question is, what is the true reason you seek severance? Just not even gonna... What gives you the right to say this? You're speaking to your future king. Future king, don't make me laugh. You're avoiding the question. Yeah, like every single politician ever. Where's your proof? Accusations require evidence, Kaylin. Got you there. Something I'm sure you don't have. I laugh at the notion that I am hoarding, especially enough food to feed dozens of people. That didn't need a question mark, but I'm not even gonna... I know the importance of giving. I would never keep that while others starve. Really? You fooled me. That story you just told everyone, it was about not sharing and giving. I asked why you seek severance, and you go and get this defensive. Your hatred speaks volumes, Lord Player. There's no need to discriminate here. Everybody deserves food and shelter, not just those native to Terra. I seek severance to be independent. I only want to share amongst our own. I don't want a reputation of charity. I want Terra to thrive on its own. If we keep giving things away, we only give off a bad image of ourselves. That doesn't need a question mark.
Which, I mean, that sounds confusing given the fact that if you give to your own people, wouldn't they consider it to be charity either way? Since your own people can't pull their own weight.
We're dealing with a game that has severe gaps in its own logic. Let's not get meta on this. Well, even if you did achieve severance, we'd still be full of immigrants. Not only that, their descendants too. How does this make you feel?
It sounded like you vomited.
We'd establish a new Terra. Once we're severed... How much further till the end of the chapter?
You still got a ways to go. Like I said, you haven't met your buddy Rook.
Can I just skip all this? Because, you know what? This video's getting long enough. One of you should bring that up now. Rebranding our entire world. You think this would be part of your campaign? Typical politician, making things up, turning all the negatives into positives. I'll give you credit, but I'm not fooled. I asked you again for proof, child. Fine. Your servant Kabu has all of it. He provided a peculiar shipping manifest. It should be all that we need to prove this. What? And the evidence substantiates his claims. Claims of hearing immigrant hate speech. A nightly pastime of yours, it seems. I'll let him handle it from here. You know...
What? You don't like the auto design there? The extra neck fluff?
I'm more concerned about the shape of the eyes. They look a little off to me, but it's the outfit that's killing me, so...
Well, I mean, he's supposed to show that he's of the common people, living in rags, while the rich over here wear fine suits, I guess?
Yeah, whatever. I can confirm all that Kaylin said. Kabu, you traitor. What have I done to deserve this? At first I thought Player was my friend. I know I'm not from Terra, but he made me feel wanted like his son. But he started to hate immigrants so much, I realized more that I was only being used. He just wanted a cheap servant. And now recently he's been hoarding food, creating nothing but an artificial shortage. One he can conveniently blame on immigrants. And one that he can use as cover. He conveniently hides his hatred while supporting his campaign for mayor. Again, you can't be mayor and king at the same time. That's not how this works.
On New Terra it will be.
The problem isn't those coming to Terra, it's the greed of those that live on it. Our immortal king speaks the truth. A tithe on the upper class, yes, then everyone would be fed. Vote for Velasquez's continued reign. You know you speak lies. Why are you doing this, Cabo? Please look at this shipping manifest. I will place it here for all to see, that you may know player's true nature. Remember, he owns a lot of land on Terra. This is but one of many instances. I'm positive he hoards at his other homes. You know what? This just makes the whole thing a lot more complicated, because it's just, if there's a shortage and there's an immigrant problem, how on earth is this guy owning that many houses?
Yeah, well, he's got the money.
Forged. The evidence is forged. Do not trust such infantile accusations. It was likely created by Velasquez. Riley, have a word with the people. Ensure that they realize Kabu's deceit. And guards, please detain these two men.
The first one was a man?
You could have fooled me with the gender. And the name, for that matter. Just the whole... Oh, okay, we're just not going to explain that? Alright. We noticed that there aren't many people standing around. The initial rush must have already subsided. At least Keela waited for me. How long was I out? Well, I guess this is it, huh? I kind of pictured a grander entrance, but there's really nobody here. Oh well, I should have expected less. That way you don't get disappointed. It's better than getting your hopes up. You know what? Even expecting less doesn't help, because I'm still disappointed. That was sure an odd way of looking at things. Of course, nothing about Keela was normal. Yeah, you're telling me. Hey, pull out your phone. We should exchange numbers, just in case. See, I could be playing Pokemon right now. I could be playing Oris. I could be exchanging Pokegear numbers. That would be much better than suffering through this. I'll be in touch about the maid cafes. I read up on some really cool ones. He pulls out his phone and awaits my information. I pull the phone out of my pocket and do the same. After a few moments pass, we exchange our digits.
Ta-da! You've got his phone number.
See, I'm going to have to insert a item get sound here. You got Keela's contact information. Thanks. It was nice to meet you. I'm always glad to make a new friend. He starts to scurry away. I hope he's a texter. I hate getting phone calls. It seems so weird. Our generation is definitely hooked on text messages.
I could have dealt with that last line, but alright.
You're telling me not to get topical, and the game is handing it to me on a silver platter.
Yeah.
I wonder where I'm supposed to go. Rook never gave me detailed information. I expected he'd be right there when I got off, but I didn't see anyone at all, actually. I quickly turn a corner and bump into a helpless woman. She doesn't look all that helpless to me. Hey, watch where you're going, will you? I step back and immediately apologize, tell her I was just looking for my friend Warrock. I explain the fact that I'm a foreigner and... Foreigner? Oh, so am I. But I'm no concierge. You should probably tell your friend to meet you in the atrium. She points toward a large and open area. Guess that's a good enough landmark. I thank her and start to follow her direction, but before I can get too far, a hand grips my shoulder. Oh no, could it be that man again? Please, just give me some peace and quiet today. Why do those have question marks?
'Cause.
Also, if you mother... You know what?
Mm-hmm.
Hey. Are you so lonely that you've taken up talking to yourself? That's weird. I'm extremely relieved. For a moment I thought it might have been that man again, but no. This must be Rook. What does he mean by talking to myself? Whatever. I'm glad you're here. The PA speakers mentioned possible delays, and that's not something I can tolerate. They're on a strict schedule. You want to spell it? Because I'm done with this right now.
S-T-R-I-C-T.
I'm gonna make you take over reading because you know what? At this point, I'm done. My soul is leaving my body. I can't do this.
Sure you can.
No, I can't. You take over for a couple of minutes so I can recompose myself.
Fine, you big baby.
Yeah.
He starts typing away on his tablet. Strict. Adjective. Acting in close conformity to requirements or principles. Ever heard of that word before?
Can I just punch him and get it over with? Because I want to punch him.
Wow. And I thought Killa was a character. Although I guess it would be a little upset if he was boring. No one likes a stick in the mud. Yeah.
Implying that he's not one.
So, where's the other one? I was confused. I wasn't quite sure what he meant. I asked him for clarification. The other contest winner, I mean. You were supposed to be together. Wait, what? Insufferable!
Unacceptable! Oh god, my voice is starting to go. I can't get that high. God!
Shit, I'm sorry. Oh, jeez. I hate being lied to. Drop the act. Seriously, where is he? I tell him I have no idea what he's talking about. I didn't meet anyone on the train except for Killa. Wait, could that mean... No way! Out of the shadows, someone shuffles towards us. Hey, you two. You are watching us?
Every second is just sapping away at my soul. I can't do this.
That's exceedingly creepy.
Yeah, pointing out the obvious is not going to make you better, game.
What a group. We have ourselves a stalker, and someone who talks to themselves, too. I really don't get what he means. I was clearly getting distracted from that woman. I wasn't watching you. I was just shy.
Lies!
And hold on a second. You're the other contest winner? He really emphasizes the word "your."
It's not emphasis if you're not using italics. Or bold. Or anything else that would imply emphasis besides 2 dashes. This is not a chat room.
Oh, jeebus. I'm unsure if I should take offense to this or not. Although, now I'm glad I didn't break the NDA. Rook would have found out for sure. I guess I should have expected it. Both on the same train. Both English speakers. It adds up!
Yeah, it's a little too convenient if you ask me.
Well, either way, I have to say, I'm really glad it's you. I feel like we got along on the train. Even if it was only for a few minutes. We could go to a maid cafe for sure now. We'll be spending so much time together. Isn't that cool?
No, it's not. I'm dying.
I'm ecstatic!
Why are you so much more enthusiastic about this than I am?
Because it's fun watching you complain about it.
Unfortunately. Please tell me this is the end of the chapter. I can't find the damn thing.
No. Unfortunately not.
Oh, God.
A maid cafe, you say? I'd highly advise against that. They're just a waste of time. Plus, you two don't look like the type. Maid cafes attract a certain clique.
Yeah, gang. You know what? Just insult everybody. Why don't we?
What's that supposed to
You
mean?
know exactly what the fuck it's supposed to mean.
Whatever you want it to mean, I guess. Thanks for making plans without me, though. It's nice to know my input is valuable.
You're lucky I don't just sock you in the face, you sarcastic asshole.
Well, what did you have in mind? Nothing really. I guess that's where you get off lucky. There's been something of a delay. You won't meet Clace for a day or two.
Convenient.
So my new task is simple. Waste time. I'm supposed to take you where you want. That is, until things are back on track. Wait, then why were you mad? We get to choose where we go? You didn't even have any ideas, Rook. I'm changing the subject now.
Yeah, to cover up the fact that that's a glaring plot hole because even the writer didn't know what to do with that.
If you want to go to a May Cafe, well, I know a few hot ones to attend.
I don't like where that's going.
Most of them are in Electric Town. Electric Town? You don't mean Akihabara? Yes, I do. We all spend lots of time there. It's the place to be for tourists. That and Clace loves the atmosphere. A lot of his outings are at Akihabara. Wow!
The amount of emotion you're showing physically hurts me. I hope you know that.
Oh, I know. We'll get along great then. But you mentioned something came up. Is everything okay? Why the delay? Oh, it's fine. Clace got into a fight.
What?
Him and his tour manager disagree a lot. But Singe always manages to quell him. Oh. I hope nothing too serious. It'll be fine. Clace is a hothead. He'll be fine after venting and relaxing. Anyway, we better get moving. Won't get anywhere standing here all day. It's high time we ditch this station.
Oh, fine. You asked me to save twice in a row, but fine. Whatever. It's not like I got anything interesting out of that.
I don't know. One more scene, you can cut the video.
Oh, finally. Thank God.
After a few moments of walking, we exit the station. I feel a soft breeze and take a sharp inhalation. Was it that hard to say inhale? Anyways, it's nice to feel some fresh air after all that time. The plane and train ride here were definitely stuffy. Interesting. The air here feels different. Not in a bad way, I mean, just different. As of where the fuck else?
I don't know, the Appalachian Mountains, Mount Everest, where there's barely any air. Where I would actually prefer to be as opposed to playing this.
Though it's probably expected in a foreign country. The air almost smells cleaner than it does back home.
Ha! That is a lie. I know that is a lie for damn sure. This is Japan we're talking about. No offense, by the way. I'm just putting it out there. Of course, California's no better, so.
Whoa. What's with that smell? Not what you're used to, huh? Don't worry, you'll get used to it. Just enjoy the fresh air. You deserve it. They did rush you onto that train, right? No time to relax after that long flight. But you're good now. Relax and enjoy it. Yeah, I guess you're right. Hey, wait! Does that mean we're on the same plane? That's so cool!
Not even Sora is this optimistic. And that's saying something. Because Sora is eternally optimistic.
What are the odds?
Incredibly fucking slim, that's what the odds are.
Actually, it's incredibly probable.
Don't fucking smart talk me, game. I'm not in the mood for your shit.
God. We both won the same contest, after all.
You know how incredibly likely that is?
They likely expensed and bought stuff in sets. Oh, God. I don't say this, though. I don't want to downplay Kilo. Pretty solid, actually. You both won the same contest, after all.
Yeah, which is incredibly, incredibly slim.
Enter Rook, the social assassin.
Like, we didn't already know that.
Blurting out the things we don't dare to. I didn't think of it that way, I guess. He looks defeated.
Good.
See, that's why I refrained. Well, we shouldn't stand around. We didn't leave just to waste time out here.
Your whole mission is to waste time right now.
I got a little bit of a surprise for you. Remember how I said things would be quiet? Well, Clace went and pulled some strings. The kind of strings that get you a limo. We have a limo? Like, just for us? That was a pleasant surprise, actually. Or gives us a soft smile as he says the word limo. I can tell he's been waiting to let out that secret.
Good. The first positive emotion I've seen out of him.
Yeah, something like that. We'll use it to move you around town. At least until we leave Tokyo behind. But even then, we'll just rent a new one. This tour is going all sorts of places. You'll get to travel the world in style. Mood completely reversed.
You know, you're not helping. You're not helping at all.
I know I'm not. Thanks, Rook. Should we get going then? Where is it? Well, actually, it's right there. Rook points to a limo parked a few feet away.
How did the two of you not notice that? Limos are not hard to not notice.
They're too busy focused on the green ferret. Well, radioactive ferret, I guess.
Make it stop. Feel like I'm losing brain cells. I'm not even at the end of the chapter yet.
I never expected we'd get to drive in that. Especially after they mentioned the low-key aspect. Well played. Definitely off to a good start now. He knocks on the window, calling to someone inside. After a few moments pass, a new face enters the scene.
What is this person?
Some form of bird. Don't know what kind of bird, but some form of bird.
Alright.
I like how you just do not approve.
I'm officially drained by this.
So, you two are it. Yeah, I guess. 2 winners, remember? We're not here to visit a chocolatier. That's a really weird thing to say.
You know, the Willy Wonka reference was kind of cute at the beginning, and I kind of let that slide. But now it's just getting obnoxious.
Not what I meant. Just something else.
What else were you expecting?
Fuck if I know. What does she mean by that? Well, you can call me Jade. It's a pleasure to meet both of you. The contest just had a year of hype. I built up this weird image in my head. Expected the winners to be larger than life. I apologize if I offend you in any way. Surely you can understand what I meant. We often have these sorts of preconceptions. I suppose I know what you mean. No offense taken either. It's nice to meet you too. But speaking of preconceptions, can you tell us a little bit about Clace? I feel like the image in my mind is wrong. You met him, right? You must have all kinds of inside knowledge. I see him all the time. But yeah, many people will get him wrong. These are 4 words I use to describe him. Self-absorbed, egotistical, holier than thou.
Yeah, that sounds about right for where this is going, although that could probably apply to Rook, too.
Arrogant, disrespectful. He's the worst. Excuse me? It was a joke, Killa. I'm still learning this humor thing.
Yeah, you sound like you look like the type that would just be like dry humor. That's what I'm getting out of this.
But I guess I have a few more steps to go. That was her definition of a joke?
Unfortunately.
She doesn't need steps. She needs leaps and bounds. This is almost certainly how rumors are started. Someone won't know she's joking, and it'll spread.
Like an infection.
Rook tries to teach me on our off time.
You're taking humor lessons from the absolute asshole of a ferret? Color me shocked.
But I guess I'm far from mastered it. Oh, that explains it. Rook taught her. He's the last person in the world I'd say is funny.
You know, I wouldn't normally agree with you, game, but you're right on the money.
Well, I appreciate an honest answer. Of course. He could be shy and silent. But he also is loud and outgoing.
I don't know why I have a hard time believing that, but I do.
He could be polite and formal. Or he could be cruel and lax. He's just like any one of us. When you're up on the stage, or even when you're doing an interview. You're just putting on an act for the world. Seriously, these question marks are annoying.
I feel like we need to readjust that scale from when we were recording earlier. On a scale of Twilight to My Immortal, this is registering at the 50 Shades of Grey mark.
I think you'll get along with him just fine. But I don't think you know him yet either. The amount of people that do is very small.
He's a celebrity. I'm kind of not surprised that the amount of people that would know him that well are pretty small.
All right. Thanks for answering. Sounds like he's under a lot of pressure. I'd suck to have an image to sustain. And about the humor thing, you're doing great.
Lies.
Keep learning.
Ugh.
Whoa. Killa can lie?
No, really? Of course he can lie. You pointed this out earlier.
Thanks, Killa. It's always fun to learn. Anyway, let's get ourselves in the limo. We'll get this adventure started.
Now is the chapter over?
Sounds good. I can't wait.
Oh.
My hype level is off the charts.
That's so painful. Now is the chapter over? Oh, come on! How much more must this torture me?
But we have to go back to Terra.
Why? It served no point to the plot earlier.
I don't know. That's what the game wants to.
Oh, God. Outside the courthouse. Moments later. Very clearly moments later. What the fuck? I take my eyes off the screen for 1 second. What the absolute fuck?
What, you know, like the weird multicolored wolf here?
Not sure oh, God. Not sure where certain colors start and where to end. So do you think that'll ruin Player? Only time will tell, Conrad. It was risky, but we succeeded. We now have our inside man. Kalen can operate from within Player's home.
Name dropping.
Yeah. So I have to ask, was the evidence real? It doesn't matter. Actually, it kind of fucking does. It helped us. It means to an end, I believe they say. We have everything we need to take him out. I doubt Player will go down without a fight. It won't be pleasant for Kalen or Cabu. What do you think he'll do?
I think its name is...
Endymion? Is that an N or an M?
That is an M. So
Endymion.
Yeah.
Okay, then. They'll be put into interrogation, I think, but this doesn't cause me much concern. Kalen has been trained to resist torture. The major fact is that he's inside now. He just needs to wait for his correspondence. After that, we can formulate a plan. I think he'll plant some evidence, something we can find next time we're there. An innocent visit, an incriminating find. So Kalen can resist torture, eh? He looks pretty frail to me. And Cabu, he'll probably face the brunt of this. It's a worthy sacrifice, isn't it? Cabu did this willingly, I guess. I can see it now. Assassin's Guild, as corrupt politician. It's got to help our reputation, right? We're the Assassin's Guild. We need to have no reputation. So why are you doing this? Isn't that kind of counterproductive?
To wear these cool outfits?
I guess. Just trying to make conversation. If people found out about us, they'd quickly find that the king funds us. Then he'd be the one getting ousted. Fine. So what do we do now?
Murder somebody?
The player situation will remain on standby. We must wait for instructions from Kalen, or we will have another off-worlder. Player will have been more than happy to take them. With that said, the ritual is our goal. It helps us on both fronts, Conrad.
The ritual?
Yeah, that.
What the fuck?
Again, you sound like you're stuck on a loop. Our track record of failure is devastating. Okay, yeah, I did read that right. I'm just tuning out and not really wanting to do this. You know how Velasquez feels about failure. Did we just interrupt the game for Fatal Frame 2? Is that what we're doing now? Because that's what this sounds like, and I'd much rather be playing that. But we get an otherworlder no matter what. Or off-worlder. If that happens, we bring them to Player. We gain his trust through these failures. It's symbiotic, Conrad. It's cold, Endymion.
Morals in the Assassin's Guild.
Yeah. Never thought I'd see that. Yes. It gives me chills. He walks away, done with the conversation.
Did we really need a text box for that?
We didn't, but you know what? This game is bad enough. Jeez. What a monster he is.
What a mentor.
Mentor. Point still stands. I'll never get anywhere worthwhile. Oh well. A man can dream. Endymion, wait for me.
Is that supposed to imply that he has, like, what, feelings for him?
I guess that's what I read out of this. Are we done yet? Is this a real picture of a limo I'm looking at right now?
I believe so.
We're led into a massive limo. Actually, emphasis on the massive. Was that actually needed? It wasn't. God. I didn't think it would be this big on the inside. What is it, a TARDIS? I should stop referencing things better than this. It's just going to make me sadder.
Maybe you just need a break.
Yeah.
Why not just stop here or something?
Jade promptly gets situated in the driver's seat. This leaves Rook, Keela, and myself in the back. How much further till the end of the chapter? We'll stop then.
I don't recall. It's been like months since I last played. So, I mean...
Wow, this is amazing. It's so spacious, so luxurious. Well, yeah, so are mine.
So then, why not just stop for now? Fuck it.
Oh, God, alright. Well, let me find somewhere to save. I wait for Rook to provide some sort of witty remark. However, he doesn't. That's odd. He seems spaced out. I can't call out his name, give him a gentle nudge. Huh? Oh, sorry, you two. Guess I was in my own little world. Where I wish I was. Actually, it looks like he was staring at Jade. I found myself questioning the relationship of these two. Yeah, you know, it's kind of early to question the relationship of two people you just met.
Mm.
She quickly turns and speaks to us through the divider. So, where to? Unfortunately, we're going to a maid cafe, and no, it wasn't my idea. Spare me from any snide insults, Jade. Alright, Rook. I will keep them inside. But I think I know which maid cafe you want. Yeah, just no mocking, okay? This is for their benefit, not mine. I wouldn't dream of it. Thanks, Jade. It means a lot to me. Alright, let's fasten our seatbelts. Don't want anybody dying before the tour. Anyways, this is the really awkward part. Where we're supposed to bond or whatever. He cringes as he says the word bond. Instead of acknowledging that, I notice something else. I can hear some noise coming from the passenger seat. Was somebody up there with Jade? I asked Rook about this. Oh, you noticed, huh? And Numi, do you want to say hey?
Shit.
Please tell me I can save after this.
Probably.
Oh.
But what's the matter? You don't like the...
Oh. It's fucking painful.
You know you like that.
God. It looks like a candy cane. He looks like he came out of Underfell. Hey.
Oh,
He retreats just as quickly as he appeared, huh?
Oh, did you,
I haven't the faintest idea who that was.
Did you notice the mesh t-shirt under that?
Unfortunately, how could I not? That was Clace's brother, it knew me. Clace's brother, but he looks nothing. It's Clace's brother, it knew me. Keela was right, but Rook cuts him off. Was he putting on some sort of act? If anything, it was for Anumi's benefit. I decided to play along, as does Keela. Oh, I see. Well, that's cool. Very cool indeed. I can't tell if he's sincere or not. Yeah, neither can I. Well, moving on. I should go over the basics with you two. Just stuff to know before I let you wander. Make sure you're paying attention, alright? Feel free to take notes if you need to. Keela and I lean forward and listen intently. Do we need a text box for that?
I guess.
Here's a book for the both of you to have. It lists common Japanese phrases inside. I suggest learning a few common ones. Namely, I don't understand Japanese. I'm probably assuming here, so I'm sorry. But I doubt you could hold a conversation. Oh, and if the citizens call you gaijin, well, that's a term of endearment. Yeah, that's a lie, isn't it? It's nice to know Rook can be chill and polite, or civil and polite. For once, he's actually helping us. I assumed his default mode was condescend to everyone. He hands each of us a book. I put mine in my pocket. It's definitely travel-sized. I'm sure it'd help. That was one of the things that I was actually worried about. If someone tried to talk to me and I couldn't talk back. Oh, I almost forgot. There's one last thing you should know. It relates to current events in Tokyo. It's mostly superstition, of course, but it's got everybody up in arms, so it's better that you hear it from me. What is it? The midnight deaths. The midnight what? Tokyo's been hit by suicide and murder. Where more and more cases with each passing day, but it gets a little weirder than that. All of the cases happen at midnight, like clockwork, right on the dot. Are you serious? Of course I'm serious. The deaths have been mysterious in nature, no culprit for the murders, no evidence. That's why it has everybody talking. The crime scenes don't add up at all. What happened is physically impossible. But to us, that's not really important. There's something far more noteworthy, and that's where these deaths first started. What do you mean? I know it's coincidence, but these deaths started a month ago, on the night of our arrival in Tokyo. What? Some people think this tour is an ill omen, that perhaps being here is the cause of it. What? That's not nice. Indeed. I hope that explains some things, especially why we kept your arrival quiet. We didn't need any more fanfare around us. Restrictions are even being put upon Clay, so don't feel singled out in all of this. Everyone is being affected equally here. So to that end, please stay quiet. Don't let anyone know why you're here, at least not for the next little while. But I know you're both trustworthy, so just continue as you have been. We aren't even doing a press release, at least not until Singe is ready. He handles these situations with expertise. He's kind of like my boss and teacher. And don't worry about your enjoyment. You'll still have fun, I guarantee it. There's just a few precautions to take. Later tonight, we'll get you to your hotel. Everything is still par for the green, so just don't cause any commotions, okay? Yes, of course. Don't want to make things worse. Clace must be under enough stress as it is. Yeah, I can tell it's affecting him. It's good that you heard this from me. You know how rumors and grapevines can be. People are even saying he's the killer. They're conducting totally unrelated events. Our arrival has nothing to do with all of this. But you know how it works, right? People always need something to blame. A figurehead for all their problems. I suppose that's true. But they should focus on the real culprit. Glace is harmless, he couldn't do that. You're telling me. But it's still odd. Suicides are happening at midnight, too. It's not just a killer, it's something else. And whatever it is, we have no idea. Some people are blaming the supernatural, but I never really believed in that stuff. Says the man-ferret thing with the glow-in-the-dark tattoos over there. The limo slowly comes to a stop. When did it start?
Yeah.
This just leaves us all in an awkward silence. Well, I guess that means we're here. Thanks for making conversation with me, even if it was in the realm of the macabre. Yeah, I could have picked a better time. Was your goal to scare us away, Rook? Because it almost worked, you know. No comment. Let's go. He leaves the limo without saying another word. For a while there, I was starting to feel free. And now I'm getting bogged down by terms and conditions. Though when I think about it, it's not too bad. I could play along if it's for the citizens' benefit. Wouldn't want to let slip while we're really here. It caused a panic in the middle of Akihibara. Well, here we are. Welcome to Akihibara. Just watch your heads as you exit. Wouldn't want you to bang them on the way out. We both nod and do as instructed. Electric Town, here we come. Oh my god, finally a stopping point. Why the fuck didn't I just stop with each save? Hold that for a second. Yes, let me save the game as soon as my finger finds the yes button. Oh, thank God. Finally. I'm gonna have to cut this into 2 pieces.
My bad.
It's alright. Alright. That is all for this episode of Major Minor. God, I hate this game already. Jesus fuck. I thought you were lying about how bad this was.
No, trust me.
And apparently, like, you weren't. And oh God, this physically hurts me to play. Jesus. Oh, I'd rather read bad fan fiction. Seriously. Oh, God. I could write a better visual novel than this. Oh, man. Alright. Well, that's all for this episode. Oh, God. Thank God we got a week in between doing these. We'll see you all next Saturday when we continue with this nonsense. Pray for me, folks, because I'm gonna need it. Oh, God. Make sure you like and subscribe and do all that jazz. God, I don't feel like doing any of this. I'll edit a better ending in post. Oh.